Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to JOHRUT Academy, and this happens to be the first lesson of our graphic design training. And with this lesson, we are going to introduce you to graphic design, some terms or what we mean by graphic design, and some areas that you need, or the areas that you can perform or you can do as a graphic designer. Now, when you talk of graphic designer, some definitions about graphic design is that it is the skills or acts of combining text and pictures to project a visual communication intended to transmit specific messages. So graphic designer is a skills, and it's also an act, and it uses text and pictures. So it is a combination of text and pictures in projecting visual communication. That is to be used to communicate with the viewer or the client, or anybody who is viewing your design. You use it to communicate. And so it is a visual communication, not a verbal one, but a visual one. But it's the key where we use what text and picture. So when we talk graphic designer, it can be text editing or what picture editing. Okay. Also, it is a form of visual communication that provides information. So graphic design, it provides information, it shares idea, and it can also persuade the audience to consider their perspective. So their perspective or their perception about something, your design can persuade them to consider. So everything about graphic design is about visual communication. It's about communicating with the viewer. There are different types of graphic designers. But who's a graphic designer? A graphic designer is a person who designs or who uses text and images to create visual impressions. That is a graphic designer. But there are different graphic designers that we have. So I'm going to outline four of them. So the first one is product and branding designer. So we have some graphic designers that their work is for product branding. It's for product and what? And branding. That's the branding of a product and others. So this is their work. So they are responsible for product packaging and label designing. So with these people, they design a package. So it can be a product package, and the labels that are placed on the product, they are the people that are responsible for designing it. So if you want to be a brand and product designer, this is the kind of work that you can do. Also, they are also responsible for producing illustrations, product illustrations. How to use a product, they can illustrate it in a diagrammatic form. They also work. That's also their work. They are also responsible for designing business cards and other complimentary cards. Also, they are also responsible for company brochures. They design brochures for companies and for businesses. So that's the work of the product and brand design. They are also responsible for designing letterheads. They design letterheads for the company. Okay, we also have another graphic designer called publishing designers. And with these publishing designers, they are responsible for designing books and magazine covers. So anybody who designs books and magazine cover, we call them as publishing designers. They are also responsible for designing ebook layout. Then they are also responsible for designing graphic. They design graphs. So in the case of statistics, these people are responsible for designing a graph that will have relation with the data or the statistic result or the research result that you have. They design a graph to represent that. So this is the responsibility of our graphic publishing designers. Now we also have print designers. With the print designers, they print t-shirts. They are responsible for printing t-shirts, creating a visual element on t-shirts. They are also responsible for designing stickers and other billboards, designers, flyers, and others. Okay, so these are what the print. They are also responsible for invitation card, design invitation cards like wedding cards, funeral cards, and other cards that has a relation with what invitation. So these are these people. Mostly their designs are always found at the printing press. If you go to the printing press, you're going to see this kind of designers there. Okay, so the last designer is what the animation designers. So these animation designers, they are more of cartoons and animation designs. They design cartoons. They change ordinary images to cartoon images or to animated images. So that's their sole work. The animation designer sole work. So if you want to be an animation designer, this is also a kind of the kind of work that you are going to do. Now, before you become a graphic designer, there are some basic tools that you need to have. They are basic. So you cannot do away with these tools that we are going to talk about now. First is the hardware. Before you can be a designer, you need to get a computer or phone. Currently, there are some simple software that helps you to design or create graphics or create designs using your phone. So if you have that, such apps, you can just use your phone to design simple and good designs. But mainly, I always prefer to use a computer and computer related softwares that will help you to design. So that one is much more efficient and easy. Okay, and the next thing, you need to get a software. After you are able to acquire your hardware with the computer or the phone, you need to get a software that will be installed on that computer or the phone. So example of such softwares, we have what Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator. We also have CorelDRAW, and so many other software. There are so many other editors that you can have and you can use. But with this course, you are going to use Adobe Photoshop, and the version of Adobe Photoshop you are going to use CSS. You're going to use CSS. So just take note of that. Now, we also need a sketch pad. This is something. It's not a requirement. It's not just a basic requirement per se, but it's essential to have a sketch pad, because if you want to design something, you need to plan. You need to make some sketches. You need to do some prototype, so that you get the visual impression of what you are going to design, and then you know what to design and how to go about it. So these are the basic tools that a graphic designer you need to have. There are other tools that you may need, but they are not basic. But this is the basic one. So without this, I don't think you can be a graphic designer. Good. So one thing as a graphic designer you need to know, first of all, is your color selection. You need to know how to select your colors. So first of all, you need to know the types of colors and their combinations. So with the selection of colors, you need to learn it on your own. You need to be creative. Creativity is the most important thing as a graphic designer. You need to be creative. You need to follow your heart, or in everything that you are doing as a graphic designer. Okay, so this lesson is just introduction. In our next lesson, we are going to start with the interface of the Adobe Photoshop that we are going to use. We're going to start with the interface, then we start designing some powerful projects. So I'll end the lesson here, and we are going to continue in the next lesson. God bless you. Bye bye.